heavy on that subscribe button and running it up. Much appreciated. I'm humble. Please continue to go crazy on that subscribe button and notification bell. And one time, that's for God, the Most High. Two salutes. All right, y'all. This is Anton Daniels. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all go subscribe. I use a lot of his content. The title of this is "My Father's Being Deported After 30 Years." Woman cries for help. Fair use, educational purposes. Let's see what we have, and I already have some inquiries myself. Let's go.
I don't really know how to start to begin to tell this news and what I am about to ask for, that I am asking everyone watching this video so desperately to help me and my family. Hello, everyone. This is my father, Luis. He's currently being detained in an ICE detention center. Trying to just read this off what I have originally written in my GoFundMe for an update. He was first detained in the detention center in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and has now been moved to a detention center in Texas. And his whereabouts of what specific detention center is still unknown. On Tuesday, February 11th, my dad was on his way to work early in the morning around 6 a.m. when an officer asked him for his ID. In a moment of panic of fear, my dad knew what was coming. My father is a hardworking, caring, loving, and godly man with no criminal record. He has been nothing but kind, not only to his family, but to his friends, his neighbors, and entire community. To know my father is to know that he would never hurt a fly or cause anyone harm. He has lived in this country for 30 years and has faced unimaginable hardships, including 2 brain tumors and more recently a stroke that has left him fragile. He is in no condition to...
Now I have to stop this every now and then because I will get copyrighted for using someone else's content due to the Fair Use Act. 30 years. And you can't get your paperwork right in 30 years. I feel bad for her. I have much sympathy for her. I really do. And I know what it's like to lose your father. My father has been deceased since 2010. So I'm really feeling her here. I can echo her sentiment. But the fact remains, if he has been held by ICE and he's not a criminal, that means he's here illegally. That means that he still broke the law. 30 years. Someone got comfortable. Somebody dropped the ball, but let's hear what she has to say.
Be in this situation. For so many years, my father has worked tirelessly to provide for our family. He's one of the many immigrants who have contributed to this country's economy, yet he has struggled with the legal system, facing severe challenges in obtaining his papers.
Now, hold on, Anton. I'm sorry. I know this is your content. I'm going to let you speak. But I have an inquiry here. How did she just call him a contributor to the American economy? But yet he's illegal, which means he's probably working under the table or using someone else's social security number or getting paid straight cash. There's no way that he's getting a paycheck and they're taking taxes out of his check. So he's not a productive contributor to the American economy. Let's get that straight first and foremost. We get taxes taken out of our checks. We have to give back. We have to give back. So that right there, sister, I got to call you out on that one. There's no way. He was pocketing everything. You guys were living good on taxpayers' money. And this is also an example of birthright citizenship right here. This is where they're taking the 14th Amendment, which was used for blacks after slavery, to be naturalized in this country. It was exclusively for black people after the Civil War, and they are benefiting from that as well, the 14th Amendment, birthright citizenship. It was never meant for black and brown, it was meant for black. And this is another example of birthright citizenship right here. But let's hear Anton Daniels out.
Wait, so, you know, I'm all for the sympathy play. And you know me, I'm always going to link back to the content creators. So if y'all want to go and donate to the GoFundMe or anything like that, or you just want to go and support the content creator, regardless of what I say, I may be in support. I may actually hold some people accountable. You're more than welcome to do so. The link will be in the description. I always like to give credit to the content creator, regardless of whether I agree with it or not. All right, so that's number one. Number two, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Some phenomenal things. Got 3 videos dropping this week. And then number three, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Now, just trying to make sure that I put this story together right. She said that he was on his way to work, but then at the same time, she's saying that he is in a fragile condition and is no condition to be going through what he's going through right now because of all of his medical history or whatever it is that's going on. And I'm trying to, trying to figure out, is it either or, is it both, or is this the play for sympathy? Honestly, I'm genuinely trying to understand, like, if you're well enough to be able to do what you need to do and drive and go to work and all of this stuff, how are you in a too fragile of a state to be able to deal with whatever it is that you're dealing with as far as being in the country illegally? Just a question. I'm not.
And I have to back that. That's a very good observation there. I have to back that as well. She did say that, and then she came back and said that he was driving and on the way to work got pulled over. Excuse me. Officer asked for his ID. Then she went back and said that he was in no condition with his physical health to endure basically what he's going through. Good catch, Anton.
Not judging yet. Just a question. Let's continue to hear the story.
Unfortunately, he had been misled in the past by dishonest lawyers who had given him false hope for a better future. My father means everything to me. He has shown me what it means to start from nothing, to build a life with hard work and
What lawyer can scam someone out of their money and not be disbarred, or not be sued, or not be polarized? Did he pick up a call from a scammer who pretended to be an attorney? This does not make sense, and I don't want to knock her, because this is her father. I understand families are being separated, but 30 years, all this money, nobody helped this man get right. Y'all just took everything for granted because the border was wide open. So no one bothered to get this man right after 30 years. It's like driving with no license, you know, for 30 years, like an Andrew Rock. And then you finally get caught that one time and you feel like you done been doing it for so long, you shouldn't be punished, but you are still breaking the law. You have been complacent. You have been dormant in getting the things done that you need to achieve in order to stay in this country, you know, be an American taxpayer, be an American citizen, and thrive.
sacrifice. As the eldest child in his family in Ecuador, he took responsibility by providing for his loved ones. He came to this country, fell in love with my mother, and gave my sister and I a life filled with love and support. I am
He came to this country, fell in love with my mother. What she's negating to say through all of the things that she's mentioning, all of the accolades, is that he's illegal. She didn't even bother to say he came to this country illegally. She said he came to this country, fell in love with my mother. How did he get here?
I am proud to be my father's daughter, and I will do everything in my power to reunite him with our family. Luis is a father, a husband, a brother, a son, and a loving man who has sacrificed so much for those he loves. Now it is my turn to fight for him. And I am asking any possible help to cover legal fees and other expenses to ensure that this nightmare ends. Please help me fight this battle for him. I love and miss him so dearly, and I cannot bear another night without my father. And to God.
Listen, man. Listen, I get it. I understand that this is a personal situation, and everybody got stuff that they're going through in their lives. But I got questions. I have questions. I know that other people may disagree with me, but I got questions. I'm not criticizing. I just got questions. Question A. So you've been here for 30 years. 30. 30 years. I don't doubt that you're hardworking. I don't doubt that you may even be a decent person. I don't doubt that you abide by the law for the most part, outside of the fact that you came into the country illegally. But you came into the country illegally, and let's just say hypothetically, what is it, 2025? 1995. Let's say you came into the country in 1995. Are you telling me that for 30 years, because, and this is the logic behind it, if somebody commits a crime and then they go to jail, right? And let's say, for example, they break out of jail and they then change their life and they've been doing all of the things the right way and how they're supposed to be doing it. And then one day, somebody leaks some information or you do something that then calls for people to then get curious, and then the fugitive task force come and arrest you. Are you still responsible for serving the time for the crime that you committed when you broke out of
Yes.
prison? You see what I'm saying? Or should you be absolved from it?
You're going to be held accountable for serving that time. And you're going to wear an escape charge as well. You're going to wear that escape charge as well. He came illegally. No matter how sad, no matter how sorrowful, no matter how heartbreaking, okay, this story is or appears to be, let's focus on Trump doing exactly what he said he was going to do. Everyone knew. Everyone knew. I feel like you should have kicked it in the overtime when you found out, excuse me, excuse me, that Donald Trump was even running again. Just in case this man win, I want to make sure that my father is protected. I want to make sure that my father is legal so that our family does not have to be broken up, so that my father does not have to be sacrificed, so that my father is not locked up and detained in some terrible, horrible conditions in an ICE facility somewhere in Texas. This is privilege. This is what I mean. They act like they belong here. No one bothered to do anything legally the right way. Joe Biden bought everybody in, hand them candy, hand them thousands of dollars, hand them, housing, hand them all type of benefits on taxpayers' dollars. And now somehow they feel like they deserve to be here. Now, am I saddened by this story? Yes. But I'm immune to the emotions because if this was me, I'd still be held accountable. And no one is going to come to fight for me out of that community. That community doesn't even like us. That community lives in our community and still don't deal with us. That community comes over here and they don't hire Americans, you know, they hire more of them who are illegal. They're not paying into our tax system, but they're living off of our tax dollars. And then they call us out, us being black folks, for help. No, no one fought our battles. No one fought our battles. Birthright citizenship was granted after the Civil War, the 14th Amendment, for slaves, descendants of slaves, for black people. And you are living off of that right now, sister. Yes, you are American. You said your father came over here and met your mother and fell in love. That makes all of you American. That's why you are still able to go online and talk to everyone. That's why you are not locked up in the ICE facility. Why didn't you protect your father if you love him as much as you say you do? Why didn't your mom protect him? To keep this tragedy from striking the family, to keep her children, her daughter from having to cry and go through this pain. There's lots of questions. I can't feel sorry here because it's a process and America is a business. This is a commerce right here. It's a business. It's a money-making machine. If you have to have a driver's license to operate an automobile, you have to have a fishing license to go fishing. You know, you have to be certified to do hair. You have to have certification to be a police. Why wouldn't you have to have some type of certification or paperwork in order to be here? And let's not sit here and act like this isn't a natural occurrence in every country. If you don't belong there, every country deports people. Every country. Every single country. What makes America different? What? Let's get back to Anton.
10 times out of 10, you're going back to prison. So it wasn't enough for people. And again, I have to remove myself from the emotional aspect of the fact that the daughter is going to fight for the father because the daughter loves the father, and we get that. We're not going to criticize the daughter.
True.
But I'm trying to understand it from the lens of how are you here for 30 years, yet you have an inability to be able to get legal. And the only time that we start having a conversation about it is after you get detained by ICE because you haven't done what you were supposed to do inside of the United States of America. That's all I'm saying.
For 30 years.
That's all I'm saying. Because, again, we're not going to circumvent and skip past the fact that you came over into the country illegally. And you've had more than enough time. And that's the difference between the whole fugitive task force example that I use and this situation, is that you've had more than enough time to be able to get things together. And then we're going to blame it on unscrupulous lawyers and this person that did this and that person that did that. I'm still trying to understand what is the process and how do you then justify this when there's people that actually go through the process, become legal, and become contributing members of the United States of America. And it's not just personal to you, it's best for the country.
Correct.
God bless you all who are watching this video. I read that directly from what was on my GoFundMe page, and I never thought that, like, my last video was just bringing awareness to what's going on. And unfortunately, my family has been hit with the most traumatic experience I can never imagine. And truthfully, I am so scared of what's to come, and I am trying everything in my power to have faith, and I do have faith, and I know I will see my father again. Unfortunately, our lives will never be the same with who is running this country, unfortunately. As mentioned before, my dad is currently being detained, and
look, with who is running this country, they took advantage of Joe Biden. They took advantage of Sleepy Joe. They took advantage of comedian. They knew exactly what they were doing. And they got comfortable. There's no other way to put it. Did they not know that we hold elections every 4 years? Did they think that they were going to keep getting by and getting by and getting by? There's this thing called karma. There's this thing called what you do in the dark shall come to the light. There's this thing called you shall reap what you sow. And it happens to everyone. Everyone. Again, I'm not knocking this sister. My heart goes out to her, and it's terrible. It's terrible. But it's not like y'all didn't have time. It's not like you guys didn't know. And it's not like he was legal. So with that being said, y'all, I'll drop the link to this story in the description box. Y'all go check it out, as well as subscribe to Anton Daniels. Subscribe here as well. And you know what to do. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one with your higher power. There's only one God, man. There's only one God. And I'm praying that God steps in and helps her family, to be honest. But it's got to be done the right way. Whether they have to relocate and go out of country, wherever the father is from, or if they can pull some strings, get the money to finally get the father legal and get his paperwork, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. I don't want to see any families torn, but this is entitlement right here. And, her family dropped the ball. I'm not going to blame her. She's innocent, but her family dropped the ball. I know that this guy was making cash under the table. He wasn't legal. So there's no way that he's getting a paycheck. He's getting cash. So he was not a contributor to the American economy, but yet he was living off of taxpayers' money. All right. So, there's like 2 or 3 things wrong here with this video, man. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great, and through all things, be you. Ashe, kings and queens, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Till next time. Salute.